Catching refers to a fundamental motor skill that involves grasping an item after being thrown in the air from several different directions. Catching objects should be executed by the extension of both or one arm and the use of fingers to grasp the item. That is according to Wood 2009. Catching is a skill that is required for several sports and activities. Brown 2016 explains that catching can help with developmental progression. All children can benefit from throwing, catching, kicking, and dribbling balls because it improves motor skills, hand-eye coordination, and timing. The skills your child learns by playing with balls will eventually come in handy once your child graduates to collaboration or competitive play. According to Armstrong and Clohessy 1998, the fundamental motor skill catching is introduced in foundation and mastered in Year 2 at around age 7. Catching needs to be introduced at foundation due to being a complex skill and an important skill for most cooperative games. Catching is an important skill which improves hand-eye coordination. Beanbags should be used first with teaching this skill because they do not roll away and are small enough to fit reasonably well within the student's hands. Due to the fact that this skill is taught during fundamental levels, it may also be suitable to use small stuffed animals or foam shapes to entice the students. At foundation level, it is necessary that students are catching the ball from appropriate distances. For example, the distance between the thrower and the catcher should only be 1 to 1.5 metres. The thrower should also be able to deliver the ball accurately into the catcher's hands. To increase the level of difficulty for this skill, the size of the ball can decrease or the distance between the thrower and the catcher may increase. It is important that the size and the distance should not be increased at the same time during this level, as it may interfere with students grasping the key learning points. For advancing students at foundation level, the teacher can introduce activities involving buckets or allowing the students to move while attempting to catch moving objects. For example, instead of using their hands, advanced students can aim to catch the object using buckets, which will contribute to increased levels of hand-eye coordination. Instead of maintaining a stable stance, the teacher can change the activity so the students have to run towards the object as opposed to waiting for the item to come to them. Students can be placed in a line watching the teacher in front of them. The teacher should display the skill and emphasise the key teaching points a number of times to ensure that all students understand. Once the teacher feels confident that the students can mimic the skill, students can practice the skill individually and within groups in order to display the correct techniques. Teachers should use this time to assess which students need closer assistance with the skill and which students need to be challenged. Key teaching points. Eyes should be focused on the ball. Allow students to identify a part of the ball that should be watched while the object is moving. The purpose of this is to ensure the students are concentrating on a particular spot rather than the object as a whole. Soft objects should be used at first. Elbows should be bent and hands are to be placed in front of the body. Students should manipulate their hands to reach the throwing ball rather than not moving until the ball comes into contact with their hands. It can be suggested that the students' pinkies should be touching when their hands are placed together to prepare for the ball. Hands move to meet the object. Students must extend their arms out in front of their body to meet the ball in the air, instead of keeping their hands stationary. Fingers are positioned correctly and are relaxed and cupped. Students should manipulate their hands and fingers to replicate a similar shape to the object, usually round. Fingers should curve upwards to enclose the object. Elbows bend to control the force. Students may begin with pretending to catch an object to show that the elbows must move in accordance to the force of the object. Otherwise, the ball may fall out of the student's hands. Instructional cues. Cup your hands so that the ball fits inside your fingers. Make sure your elbows are bent so that your arms can easily move to follow the ball. If the ball is high, fingers should be moved so that your thumbs are touching. If the ball is close to the ground, fingers should be moved so that your pinkies are touching. Concentrate on a spot on the ball when it's moving and try to grab that spot when you catch. Common errors in this skill. Taking the eyes off the object or turning the body away from the object. A solution to this is always keeping your eyes on the ball. The teacher can move target around to get students' attention. Another common error is keeping the fingers too rigid and straight in the direction of the object. A solution to this is making a cup with your hands, either pinkies together or thumbs together. Another common error is failure to give or absorb force with the catch. A solution to this is practice swinging arms back and forth with the force of the ball. For more information on the skill of catching, refer to the Victorian Curriculum for Health and Physical Education, Learning to Teach Health and Physical Education Chapter 3, the Department of Education Early Childhood Development for Fundamental Motor Skills, a manual for classroom teachers,